welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm back with one of your hosts, Gomo. I'm joined as usual by, well, hang on, Andrew's here, and Josh. How you going,
We're all
Josh?
here.
I didn't think Andrew was going to be here, so sorry. Missed him off the thumbnail.
I'm here in body, maybe not spirit. I'm struggling.
Found out you're actually going to be on. Oh, crap. Sorry. We're live stream 82, episode 82. And we've already got some people on. Rolando, how you going, mate? And ASB is out of the storm by the sound of it. So hopefully we've got
power
a few
at
more
least.
people. Yeah. Drop in while we do our live episode like we're trying to do every once a month or so.
Are we
83? 83, and I keep calling it 82. It's 83. I even put 82 on the stamp. I had to fix it. I don't
It is
know.
82 up there.
I did 82 last week.
Yeah, deja vu's.
Yeah, it's actually
Weekly happened.
83, I think, in YouTube now, but it probably hasn't updated on this system, so that's okay.
Sweet.
Maybe I'll fix it later if so. Sorry about that. I wasn't here, and I probably just skipped it. I don't know what I did.
Yeah,
Anyway,
You're off travel.
yeah, how are you guys? Obviously, Andrew's a bit under the weather, but
I'm fine. Ready for some
you're just
Warhammer, good
always,
Warhammer
you're just
chat.
always hammering.
I'm just
yeah.
apparently I'm always here. I'm not necessarily hammering much, but I'm here to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a good live stream. I reckon we'll get some people on, like hopefully in the comments and chatting like we do usually throughout the thing. But I don't know, it felt like this week, everyone's been chatting homebrew stuff. We've got comps coming out. I think you obviously, Josh, were talking about building up a Cult of Slanesh homebrew, and then we got sent a pretty good updated version of one of them.
A way more polished version than I'd scrambled together.
Dentist.
in an afternoon.
Yeah, and then of course Val Hasselfinger himself brings out the Renegade update as well, which I think is really cool. So I just wanted to get on and chat about a bunch of that. And
and then
Cam,
we had that Aussie rules thing as well, by the way. Like we had a bunch of different ones. This week's been a week of
I think I've
homebrew
even missed one here, but I think we'll cover the Aussie comp, the good old, because we play it. We've been playing Aussie comp down here for a long time. That's why I thought it was so funny when Christmas. I don't know. Did you watch the whole video that he did? That was funny. I'm just calling it Aussie comp, even though no one in Australia knows about it.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Just claims
and
it.
Then, yeah, that's right. And me and Cam got a game in last night on Aussie comp, so that will go up.
Oh,
I was going to say
on Aussie comp. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was going to say I can spoil it as much as because this will come out after the battle report, and then I forget we're actually doing a live stream today. So I may spoil it still. So who cares? But it doesn't.
Yeah. Go for it. I think it'll be funny to hear.
And then, so I want to chat some of that for the main topic, and then obviously just hobby and what we usually do. So I don't know if you guys got anything else to add.
Nah, there's heaps of comp stuff. It's gone berserk, like you said. It's coming out of the woodwork.
Did I miss one? Was there another one that was shared? Like, because I got the Aussie comp one, but I thought there was another one that people were.
Yeah, I thought there was another one too.
And I don't know where it's gone now. So
yes,
wasn't that Val's one?
It? No, that's the Renegade sort of.
Oh, it's the Renegade pack.
Yeah,
but I thought there was also one that those guys. I'm not sure who did it.
Maybe,
wasn't there a tournament pack that included infantry supporting attacks and a few other?
What was that one?
Things like that. That was a tournament comp pack.
Yeah, so let's try to find that while we're going. If we got any listeners, catch us up on that because we got a little bit. I was just like, had all these links everywhere. I'm like, hang on, where is that? And I even talked to Cam about that yesterday. I think it was Cam or someone. And yes, it was Square.
Yeah.
No, it's not Square Base. It's
wasn't
Square
S-Bot
Hammer.
bringing in
Square Hammers. That's what it is.
Square Hammer.
Can someone try to find that while I'm talking? Because that's the other one I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I'll try.
Sorry, Cam just said someone asked Perplexity to find it. Are you doing that as well, Cam? You're just delegating everything to AI. That's pretty much what I do now. So cool.
Is Perplexity like a new AI that I'm unaware of?
Sort of. It's like a search engine that uses AI. So you can switch your browser over to it and everything. And it's interesting. So rather than using Google, you use Perplexity, which I don't know. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. Yeah. Anyway, before we kick into that main topic, because that is what we do like to just quickly thank the patrons. We're not going to do the full shout out yet, but we will tell people that obviously we run a Patreon over at patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, and you're more than welcome to go over there and join them. Jump on the other tiers, stuff like that. If you're on the live stream, and you definitely, if it gets busy here with the comments, you can, we're not going to say no to super chats too if they do come through on the live streams. But yeah, you will get a shout out if you are a Patreon. We have a new member this week, so they will get their first shout out after the main topic. So that's pretty cool. And obviously you're watching on YouTube right now, so like, subscribe, comment, get the algorithm working for us. Much appreciated. What's ASB saying? Oh yeah. We'll talk about that ASB a little bit. Yeah. But Adam Slutsky, it sounds bad when you say it, is actually pretty cool. So I don't know, yeah. ASB just said, don't forget someone trying to steal our thunder and be the first ever rankings.
Old Slutsky.
No, it's all good. We're all mates. It's fine. I'm actually catching up with him, so hopefully, yeah. I love it. But all good. Anyway, do you want to get into the first of these Aussie comp? Let's chat Aussie comp. Should we do that?
Let's go for it. Let's get into it. Enough playing around. Let's get into the meat.
So I think we're all in agreement that we probably think we need something, and that's why we're all on board with these popping up, really. Hey, how do I zoom this in again?
Yeah, how do you zoom that in?
It's to...
How do you, like, you do a full screen thing or something?
I did it the other day, and now I don't know. Wow, can I not move anything on this screen? Anyway.
Oh, that's close enough. That's a bit better. Whatever you just did then.
Yeah, that is weird. Anyway, There we go. So I don't know what happened there. So this is so obviously it's Pash and Chris Cousins running. I don't know if they're all running this together or however it works, but anyway, it's a tournament over in the UK, but they've come up with the Aussie rules comp. So who wants to run through it first? Do the comp?
I'm still trying to find the square hammer in the background.
Okay, do that.
Okay, all right, you can do that. Yeah, I was sort of about. I was going to try and find that too, but go for it.
Well,
let's go through this. Yeah, the Aussie rules comp. I mean, this is quite a significant comp, and it really picks out like certain specific things to hit hard, and also quite broad strokes about army construction and that type of thing, doesn't it? Do you want me to read it out, like just? So people can follow it. Do you want to?
Yeah, no, because we're on audio, we better as well. Yeah. We will release this in audio. So
yeah. So basically, he's written these army comp rules and army to fix Warhammer. Some units of the armies will still be better than others, but different units will have a chance to shine. In addition to the normal restrictions for selecting your army list, the following restrictions apply. No more than 1/3 of your points may be spent on characters. So 33%, which is actually tighter than a lot of the percentages we've been chatting about for a while now.
I think we were saying 35, were we initially, or 45?
I was saying 35 and you were saying 40, and we're like trying to bargain between those numbers. He's got 33. I love it. No more than 1/3 of your points may be spent on units with the fly special rule, including the full cost of a mounted character, which is very great. In addition, no units or mount options with the fly rule may be duplicated. So good. No rare unit may be duplicated. They're rare. This includes rare units that may be taken in other categories. No more than 1/3 of your total unit strength may be in one single unit during list construction. Magic laws can't be duplicated except for bound spells, and there is no such thing as an extremely common magic item.
Yeah, cool. Well, do you want to just talk through some of these before we jump into the other bits of it?
Yeah. Let's chat.
The thing I do like about it, the first thing was, I mean, there's a little bit of technicality in that fly one, but outside of that, it was quite, I don't know, it felt like it was quite straightforward. Like it was just like you say, maybe you could say it's a bit heavy-handed in some things, like one rare choice or whatever it is, or can't duplicate them. But I also didn't mind that it was so short. It was just like this, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't mind the no rare unit may be duplicated because the non-duplication thing is a theme throughout as well. So it's a bit easier to remember. You can't duplicate fly, you can't duplicate rare like that. Those are like It's not like different rules for different things either. It's intuitive in a way.
I actually screw this fly one up too when I was thinking, because it's fly. It's just you can't duplicate like a unit. So you can't have like, say, 2 carrion units. You can't have 2, I don't know, royal pegs in your army, but you can have, a royal peg and another flying unit and a different type of flying unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't have
that's right.
more than 666.
More than 666?
Well, yeah.
which is really good. Really good. Oh man. Because it's the predominance of fly that that hugely mobile stuff going on that he's just picked that out and gone like that. No, let's just really set that back. And it's going to feel a lot more classic Warhammer in a way.
Yeah, 100%. And then the other one is the no more than. I think the other one that's probably most complicated is no more than 1/3 of total unit strength, maybe in one unit.
Yeah.
And the only reason there is because even right now, none of the and I've been looking at this. Geez, before I was building old world rankings, I was going to do this old world builder, like build a unit strength calculator, because it's a little bit annoying. Like it'd be just nice to like build your unit and bang, see it right there. Never got around to it. But I think that would make it heaps. Yeah.
I wonder. I'm intrigued by this battle rep.
Well, I'll tell you, it looks like 2 Warhammer armies. Oh, Warhammer fantasy armies, I should say.
Great. So, that's what I want. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, actually, when I first read this through, I actually missed the significance of the non-duplication of mounts and units with the fly rule. Because it just completely gets the pegs under control. Like it's so intuitive.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can still have not a fairly large, but you can have a decent unit of pegs and that Duke running around still. But that's it.
Yeah, you can have you can have one unit. Yeah.
Because then you run out of the points. I don't think you can get. I don't know, Cam. Can you get? Well, you might know Josh too. Can you get 5 pegs? I don't think so. I think it was 4 and the Duke. I think that's what Cam said, because that's what he took yesterday. But yeah.
Can you not get 5?
But you might be able to. I don't know. But you're not getting. Okay, just fits in, but they're just maxed. You probably don't get any other banners or anything. So maybe you do. Okay. Although he said I couldn't get a 5th peg, so I'm not sure if he means that it's maxed on 4 or 5. But either or, it's hitting that top limit of the best unit you see. With
in terms of armies. Like the limit being 666.
Yes.
Sorry, I get. Oh yes.
Yeah, so it's like you got to juggle that, and like it's actually kind of it's a little annoying to do. It's a little. I felt like a little bit like Swiss comp, where you're building your army at this, and then you have to go back and look at the rule. And I even thought I've probably buggered up one thing at least here, but just because you have to do it in your head or with the maths.
I mean, I haven't actually made a list with this comp, so I'm not sure how it feels like. But now that you say, I get that. Yeah, it feels a bit Swissy where you have to do multiple different. You have to add up multiple things.
Yeah, the unit strength thing, the third, and then the character one. Yeah, sorry, man.
If it becomes widely, adopted, then I could see you could easily build that into a list builder, where you do have just total fly points, in as a thing. Like it would actually be quite easy to add that in if it became a common thing.
What do you think of the rulebook magic laws not duplicated?
Oh, I was just going to say ASB's mention about fly spells becoming cheaper. I did think about that, and I was like, that it doesn't stop that happening at all.
Yeah.
But it is cool to think like that gives you that. Yeah, it's like the extra cool thing, like it does give you that power back a little bit, but it's usually
it actually does.
You can't guarantee it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't think they should worry about that. Like, that's just part of the game. I think it's totally fine. The magic laws may not be duplicated. I don't have a strong opinion about it. What do you guys think about this?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Now the annoying thing is, this is a little bit. I mean, I'm not trying to rescue sisters here or anything, but I feel like, is that like just totally screwing that all up again? Like, not even them. Like, I'm thinking the they're probably rare. Oh, hang on. What are sisters and what are What are the Doomfire Warlocks? Are they rare anyway?
Sisters of Thorn.
Yeah.
Oh, good question.
Can't remember if they're rare or special. Because if they're rare, it doesn't matter anyway. You can't duplicate them. I was just wondering if how like the Sisters Thorn got like nerfed thing because of the whole pillar chat.
I don't know if that's a bound spell or if they're actually because it says like doesn't.
Oh, it does not apply to bound spells. Yeah, I bet you're right. So it probably doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Okay, no, I like that. Yeah.
Warlocks are rare anyway.
Yeah, okay, so you can't double on them anyway. Okay. I haven't run into it. I mean, look, you know what it is? I mean, I'll be honest, but I think what my impression here is you're struggling to get lots of magic users unless you go magic, like you don't take a Fighting Lord and you go on magic. So you're probably not going to have a heap of wizards to spam out multiple laws anyway, really. Like, you might, but,
That's a good point.
And sometimes you're having to bring your other little guy to drop to your, one of yours might be used to drop to your army book lore as well. So like, I don't know. I feel like it's less of an issue, but I think it does stop. It stops the necromancy ones and stuff, spamming multiple ones there to get the leadership debuff spells and stuff like that.
That's true, and it does encourage some more diversity of spells across the game, I suppose.
Yeah,
within an army list. I mean, yeah. The extremely common one, like,
love it.
Was
love it. I'm gonna love playing Andrew's High Elves when this comp in there.
Yep.
And no Cedar Rebirth.
No Ring of Fury.
No, this. Yeah, and is it Chaos? They have the +1 spell one. There's heaps of those really good, extremely common ones that people can just spam basically, and they're just everywhere. Like every high elf has a 5-up regen or whatever it is,
Yeah.
So you don't get that.
Yeah. No, I reckon that's good.
Cool. What do we got here? More thought to a list here in my list of it. More thought to list building, more list diversity. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. And I know ASP is obviously really big on sort of balance lists and not doing those spams. So like he's probably sitting back going, I wasn't doing it anyway. But no, it is good to see that it forces you down that sort of avenue. Evening Solar Warden. Can't remember who that is, but we did know who was that. There was someone in the Sydney.
I can't keep up.
Damn, so bad with names. Anything else on those restrictions before we jump into the army ones?
No, I think they're good.
What do you just the rare ones? What do you think of that? Do you think that's gonna? The only negative there is some like rare ones that are very cheap, and then there's ones that are very expensive. So I get like necrosphinxes and stuff, but what about some of the little crappy war machines and stuff? You just can't take them, I guess. But I mean, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing, but
like old school vibes with like rare. You can only have that one like lesser rare choice. It seems like it's crept up where like some armies that has got so much from the rare slot.
Yeah.
I think it's good to maybe just go back a bit.
And the thing is, I guess if you didn't have that, but like this is the thing, like you can't take more characters, so all the points would go into that rare slot otherwise, because they just duplicate necrosphinxes and stuff. Or triplicate them if they could. Whereas this stops that. Like it's actually quite hard to use your rare points unless you want to go. Like I did that in my game. I had a giant, a mangler, and a doom diver. So it's like very
cool,
thematic, or you know what I mean. Like
rather than going two giants or something. Or...
Yeah.
Which giant did you leave in, by the way? Was it Andrew or Josh?
I put in who is it? Who's my older giant? I think that's
Did you have the
hooves?
Yeah, the one oh yes. No, you're wrong. It's Andrew. Josh is the new one with the hooves. So Andrew came out to play.
So he got sacrificed early on, like Andrew always does.
No, he just went
you were
drunk because I didn't know what I was doing with him, and he just spent all game spinning around. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
should we do
this
the
one,
more
Josh.
more army specific restrictions?
Yeah.
The Green
Josh,
Knight.
gonna keep them more excited, Cam.
The Green Knight and the Falcon Horn may only be taken in an Errantry Crusade list.
Yeah.
Man, my CanCon list would almost have passed this entire comp by the way.
I can't.
I should just breeze through. It's like I was.
You're a
so
gentleman,
nice.
Josh. You're a gentleman.
That means you're playing to the spirit of the game.
That's it.
Oh, funny. Yeah. And I mean, I love that. The others is Infernal Puppet may only be taken in a Heralds of Darkness list. Amulet of Serpent may only be in a Grand Army list. And Spider Fang Banner is only in a Troll Horde army list.
Ouch.
So he just plucked out all the overly powerful items in the current meta anyway.
Yeah.
And be like, this only works in the list that is least able to make use of it, basically.
Yeah.
No, but like the amulet one's interesting because that's basically what I've been playing when I do it, and it's like, so I like it's a little bit like what you're doing with your list there, Josh, where it's like, you've got. It's not, you haven't skewed right into one of those crazy ones. You know what I mean? Like it's still fairly balanced, which is kind of funny. And the Spider Fang one's interesting. I wonder, I don't know. A common goblin's good enough to have it. I don't know. You'd have to play around with that one. I sort of hope the Troll Horde could make a bit of a comeback. I don't know. Now that Wood Elves spam has died off with pillars and stuff, it'd be interesting to see. But there's still so much flaming out there and magic attacks, I guess. But it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Troll Horde. They're still okay.
No, they are. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't played them. Like as a competitive thing, I have no idea if they're definitely not seen as much.
Not as much, but I have been seeing them get around, not going too bad. Like every now and again, you see them coming up with like podiums and wins.
Yeah.
They mustn't be complete garbage.
Oh, I love ASB. He's causing controversy again. It's interesting. It comps the Poison Stars, but so far nothing to the Sister Star. Interesting as Pash uses the latter. I love it. Cool.
Wait,
I know.
What's the
what I do like? Sorry, mate.
What's the Sister Star? How does that? How is that?
Andrew's,
okay.
Andrew's gonna have to tell us that. It's the massive unit of sisters.
I imagine it's largely the sisters.
Heaps of people just run sisters, like either as big unit, or just heaps of units of 10. Or just lots of units. Just lots of them. They're just
which sisters are we talking about? The Avalon. Oh, sorry, I'm this is the Thorn. Okay.
No.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Sorry, Sisters of Avalon,
Yeah, okay. Yep.
With their because they shoot quite well, and they've got I think AP1, AB2 or 3 or something. They're pretty good. Skirmishing, they're good.
40 or 50?
40 to 50. Woo.
And they do skirmish them, is that right? Is that what I heard or not?
I've only seen them in lots of smaller units of 10.
Yeah, right.
So there you go. AP1, AB2.
AP1, AB2. Right.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Your cover.
Yeah, and they're BS. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, ultimately, I like. Well, again, going back to the simplicity and the sort of thinking outside the box here. And this is only possible because of the way the Arcane Journals have been set up. It's enabled them to sort of go, hey, we're not going to like rip anything out, but we're just going to put it into the slightly less optimized Arcane Journal faction thing, sub-faction thing. I never really considered that. I didn't think about that sort of stuff. Everyone's sort of thinking about points or rule tweaks. And this is just such a simple change.
It is. It has only changed list construction. It has not changed the rules. It hasn't touched them. It hasn't touched them at all. Yeah.
So, really good. And hopefully G-Dub are listening on these type of things. So I think that's what people, it's just easier. Yeah. And it's easy to undo as well if things change,
Yes. But I guess that's the value of taking character percentage down so low is that you have that. You don't need to change up other game rules so much to account for the really powerful amount of characters anymore. It's just you take it right down. Just naturally, the whole game's dynamic changes, and the rules you can leave alone. I love it.
Yeah, same. And without spoiling mine, obviously, Cam and myself played under this yesterday, and you'll see on the bat rep when it comes out, it just looks like two armies, like Warhammer armies. There's infantry, there's big units of knights, there's cross section of different, there's Grail Knights, there's cross section different,
yes,
or
Grail Knights
stuff.
Cam.
And it all comes down to those two changes, I think, with the character points down. Can't duplicate the rare, so you start I think special core's core, and you probably still don't max out. You max your core out, and it's sort of it. But you can choose to go bigger, but it's the specials coming in as well, and that's where a lot of armies have their flavor. I feel like in the special section as well, and the cool stuff. And often they've just dropped off in Old World because 1,000 points has gone characters. 500 points gone in core, and suddenly if the rare choice is better, it's going to use all the points, and suddenly there's very little special running around. So now this pops it back a little bit.
Yeah, it pops it right back. Because you've got a gap of you've got 500 core, you've got 660. So you've only got just over 1,100 of those two, and you've got another 900ish points, of which only 500 is going to be rare max. So but that's you're right. I agree.
Yeah.
And that's even to the max. And the thing with the rare units, is you can't spam the rare units anymore. You can't just pick the really good one. You might, depending on what you want, you might not be spending that much rare.
Yeah.
You might see some necro. What's it called? War Sphinxes coming out in this pack as well. You'd have a necro sphinx and is it the War Sphinx? That'd be interesting.
But there wasn't a buff for infantry in this, was it?
Sorry, mate.
This didn't have the infantry buff, did it?
No, this doesn't. This
doesn't
change.
No rules change any game rules.
No game rules.
No, because there's the square-based one.
Did you guys find that yet?
No, I couldn't find it. I went looking
on Facebook, I think.
Yeah,
I went looking through Facebook. But there was.
Didn't I send it to you guys on Messenger first, and then I can't remember. Sorry. While we're talking, I'll just keep trying to look.
I went through about 3 different chats and things and Facebook, and I still couldn't find it.
It's because
I thought it was.
There you go.
I think that's obviously a glaring issue as well. It's in the Western Sydney one. I went looking in there too. I must just be. I think I looked up square based, but I couldn't actually get. I don't know if the link actually had that in it.
Right. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, geez. Someone send it to us because I can't find it either. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I've got it now, guys.
Okay, cool. We'll go through it later. Yeah.
It's just one of your Google
he's
Docs,
whacked it in
so I
there.
popped it there. Just so
Oh, yeah, sweet.
That will work. Although, can I copy it out of there? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't
Is
copy
that
it
completely
out.
useless?
You can bring it up on yours later when we get to it. That's
Okay,
all cool.
okay.
And we've got a
Good
few
work.
chats before we move on here. What's this? No, they're not Josh. I ended up with an Ironbreaker list under this. Couldn't believe my eyes. Solar Warden. Well, this is the thing. Yeah, I think it's And I don't know. I'm not saying this is hit. I'm sure they're going to change things on this, and so I'm not. But I just, to me, and I've said it on the battle report a couple of times. It's just to me, it's the character thing. If you move that down and it just opens the list. The rare thing helps and all that as well, but it just gets it back to Warhammer a bit when it's not so hero hammerish. Not so AOS-y when there's so many. And I totally am not against how they started it. I think it's good because it's easy to get your army out. You don't need to paint 5,000 miniatures. But now you're in the second year of it. You're like, oh, maybe we need to ratchet that back a bit.
Yeah. No, agreed.
Yeah. Great again.
I don't know if I'll go. This is the rest of the compact, so it's not really related.
What was that? Was there any rules? If you go, there is some rules. Yeah, there is some rules.
I didn't even know about this one. Cam had to remind me when I went, oh crap, I didn't realize that. The teleportation spells have to be wholly within.
Sorry. We got a bit excited because they did actually change the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Some clarifications.
Yeah.
The Green Knight can only
clarifications.
The Green Knight can only appear from very natural terrain. If the hedge is too carefully manicured, if it's a field of crops, or it's a stone wall that's been constructed by a human, they do not count. The most recent FAQ makes this clearer, but is any doubt ask the TO before the game. So it must be wild.
People are still trying to just scam it. That's what they are. These Green Knight Bretonian players.
Bloody Brett players.
Yeah.
I'll be just very interested to see how Bretts go without their flying pigs. Anyway, hits from the Iron Spike Shield don't benefit from the user's keywords, including those from virtues. The attacker suffers hits, but they're not struck by the bearer, i.e. no killing blow monster slayer on the shield hits.
Right.
I'm not sure I follow what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. What about shrubbery? You would think. Yeah, that should count.
Yeah, if it was dense shrubbery, surely.
Oh,
yes, if it's been pruned, it's been offered. I love it. I love it. Probably the biggest one is when using teleportation spells like Trail of Mystic Pathways or Hand of Gorth, the teleport unit must end up wholly within the spell's move distance, which is actually massive. Like that's the reverse. That's like the massive.
But anyway,
makes
it. It's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's good.
Like it's the other extreme of the interpretation. Like I feel like it's a halfway point.
Yeah, I think was it you, Josh, that was saying about that? Just do center to center, or Jelly was saying center to center or something. Yeah,
I think I said it. Yeah, well, he might have said it too.
Easier as well.
Center to center is probably the
measuring. It's easier, but but that's cool.
Yeah, although it might still be able to be taken advantage of. Whereas this really just makes it very hard to use. What are you guys talking about? What is it?
They've gone crazy.
I just laughed at all this.
Making a small set of sisters to tournaments to trim any woodland, making it managed woodland and not wild.
Sorry, you can't come out of there. Yeah, right. Get me one.
I love it.
And then Earth and Rare Parts. This is just clarification. Does not prevent impact hits and stomps. The models are still in base contact. So that's sort of taken the rules as written version of that. Yeah. My Lord of the Ring reference would be much better with gifts. Yeah, totally. It's the Sam trimmed under the Lord of the Rings reference as well, isn't it? Is it? Is that Sam under the window? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have my hedge, and you've got my shrubbery. No. Sorry if you're listening to this, but we're just, the chat's going a bit crazy with their puns.
There is, if we can go back on topic for a bit, there is, if you go back up to the previous page, there is actually something else worth chatting about. Go up. Keep going up. Keep going up. Up a bit more. There. Victory point notifications. Yeah, pretty important.
Yeah, this was this is big.
This is just they completely altering the victory points, making it the whole dynamic completely different, So units reduced to half or less of their starting unit strength are worth half their cost. Massive. Units fleeing into the game, half their cost. And if they have both of those statuses, so if they're less than half and they're fleeing, they're worth 75%. Characters and monsters reduced to half of their starting wounds was 50%. So, but not cumulative.
So they can flee, I guess, right at the end and not lose that.
So they don't count then. So it's only units that are fleeing. Okay. Units that are destroyed or fled on the table without all of their points, obviously. If the general is destroyed or fled the table, 100 points. Each standard is worth only 25 points. But the BSB is worth 100. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then the justification there was to ensure, because what they're finding, and it's probably true, is you sort of go, well, if I don't need a standard, especially on my smaller units or whatever, then I won't bring it, because if I get killed, that's 50 victory points I give up. So they're just trying to allow them to bring more standards. That opens up, potentially magic items and fun stuff like that, where you're not sort of, hamstringing yourself because you're giving up potentially 50 victory points because you've got a standard. So I get it. I think that's sort of interesting.
Yeah. Agreed.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was justification.
Funny because coming from 6th where each standard is worth 100 points, I really felt like 50 points wasn't that bad. But it does mean you can throw it on lots of different units, and it is nice to have standards everywhere. So I agree.
And plus, it looks. I mean, not that people care too much about that most of the time. The WYSIWYG expert, but yeah, if you can put standards on units, it looks cool. So,
That's cool.
No, but the victory points. I mean, that's just. Well, I think that's just so much better. It means you can get in and take a scrap and and actually get stuff out of it. I think it's awesome. You don't, and there's none of this. Oh, you've got me. I'm just going to run off, and you're never going to get anything as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
So we've got a dragon left on one room. Don't get anything.
Yes. Yeah, all that. I mean, that's horrendous. Yeah, but ASB apologises to our Lord and Saviour Pash. The Sister Star nerfed in the Holy Within change to TMP. So fair enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so when will they make? So the square hammered one is definitely trying to do the make infantry great again one. I think they even said it on there. I'm pretty sure. So maybe we will get that up at some point. Maybe we can. Can we go into that one, Josh? Did you say you had it up?
Which one?
The square hammer one.
I put the link
square hammer
in
and square based.
Yeah, I put the link in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
If you go in the private chat, I feel like it's probably better because I can't really zoom in on my browser. You seem to be able to do it in a way I can't.
There we go.
So
Look at that.
Whoa.
Oh.
Why can't? What has happened with Google Docs where I see no zoom controls on here? What has happened? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like usually you'd be able to zoom in just normally, and it's just gone. I don't know what's happening. So I have to use that's using my like Mac can do a native zoom in, but it's not.
Ooh.
It sort of
I
guesses.
thought that's what you always do.
Yeah, well, sometimes, but this is
my Google Docs have never had a zoom thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought they did. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't use them enough. Here we go. Let's just do this.
Yeah, I thought they did.
I haven't seen one. Anyway, I can't see one on one at the moment. Let's just go through it.
Right. Let's do this one. Now, obviously, Blue doesn't mind rocking the boat with his compositions. So I think, there's probably a lot in here. These do hit some rule changes, but I think it's, this is the one I must have seen first. And then I went, oh, this is interesting. Yeah. Oh, God. Where do we even start with this one? Do you want me to run through Army List? This one?
Well, I can do it again if you like. Army List rules and restrictions, and then there's GT specific rule changes, and then there's Army victory points rule changes too. So the Army List rules and restrictions are 2,000 points, 0 to 3, same core and special. As in up to 3 of the same core and special. Is that what it means? Yeah. So rule of 3 for core and special.
Yeah.
And then rule of 2 for rare, and then up to 2 characters in a single unit. So already marginally less restrictive than Aussie rules regarding the rare anyway. All legacy armies are allowed. No Green Knight at all. just cut out of the game. No Green Knight. All other special characters are allowed. Max 35%. Points on characters, 700 points in 2K. No allies but mercs allowed. Characters on chariot and or monster mounts they take a slot of that chariot and or monster from the 0 to 3 restriction.
Does he mean 0 to 2 generally, or 0 to 3? Is that?
Well, I would say depending on where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Rare 0 to 2, core special 0 to 3.
Yeah, that must be what it's mean.
That's why I'd be thinking.
Characters on chariots can only join chariot units, which is probably a good change. And because it doesn't make sense for chariots to be hanging out, risking squishing infantry guys, surely. Proxies are welcome, but must be submitted with pictures. Yeah, that's fine. GT specific rule changes. Max 50 unit strength in a single unit, not including characters. That's a pretty gentle. Like, maybe it's because we just come from Aussie rules, but I felt a lot of these changes are like, just very light touches. All infantry in open and close order will gain supporting attacks. Yeah, this is it. Supporting attacks to the front. The second rank gets to fight with 1 attack and +1 max rank bonus. So Horde can get to +4. If a unit is 7 wide, then 14 models get to fight at their initiative. If an enemy strikes first and kills 6, then 8 models get to fight. 14 minus 6 killed. Models in the front rank die first. So if they have 2 attacks, models that step up from the second rank still only get 1 supporting attack. So I mean, unfortunately, when you're adding a rule like that, you have to then go to the effort of trying to make it as clear as possible. You've got to actually.
Because I remember 8th had all those annoying, does predatory fighter give it, all this sort of stuff that was half like different other rules that happened if it was a supporting attack and not, and all that sort of crap. So, I'm guessing
fighter next to rank will be in addition to these.
Up again.
It'll be for sure.
I love the max rank bonus one. Back to 8th, but obviously got the Horde rule in here where you can get it up to 4.
Well, it's interesting they've included both. Like, I actually thought maybe you'd do one or the other. I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, sure. I mean, I guess infantry probably need as much help as they can. So it probably doesn't matter. And the more elite units probably aren't maximizing their rank bonus anyway, versus the really cheap units probably aren't going to benefit as much from the supporting attacks. So so maybe it is a fair thing. It'll be interesting to see how it actually plays out when they're using it. There are a few other rules though. So this is pretty brutal. This is a lot worse than the Aussie rules change. So the Falcon Horde is once per game.
Is that an attempt or use? Because if that's an attempt, that is. Imagine if you tried it.
It's a good point. It must be you're using it. Like, so you can attempt, and then once you blow it,
that's a fair question. Know. Surely it'd be one. Yeah, once it's blown, it can't be blown again. Surely, but that's open to interpretation, and I feel like there will be questions raised about what that means. I'm not sure. Would you see it? Would you see it at 40 points for a 1 use per game?
Well, this hasn't got the restriction so much for.
It's pretty good, but
fly. And so you might still see quite a few flies.
What about if you change? I mean, it's no use changing the changed rule here, but if it was, Falcon Horns once per game, but it's automatic, is that OP'd or usable then? So you know which turn it's going to work, but bang.
That makes it, I reckon that would be.
Is that the Storm Banner? Was that what that was in 8th with Skaven, or was that a leadership test?
Oh.
What do you mean?
Was it the Storm Banner or something? They could do that?
There was, something like that. I don't know what proxied it, like what set it off, if it was a leadership test or if you could just use it.
I'm pretty sure the original Falcon Horn was like that. I know it was once per battle. And I'm fairly confident it didn't take a leadership check. I'm pulling up in front of me. Yep, it just goes up for 1 turn. It's 1 use only, but it was 45 points. So it was actually a bit more expensive. I think. Is it 40? Yeah, I think it's 40 now. But no one ever ran it. But I suspect that's also because there was, the meta was completely different anyway.
Yeah, this is what Josh talked about this. I think 2 weeks ago when we talked comp. I think you were talking about this, Josh, saying, I think it was you, that you said if it affected both armies and stayed the same, it'd still be good. Because then you decide, do I want to go pegs or do I want to go horses? And control stuff. I think that's because you used to have the power to choose to blow it as well. So if you know you need your pegs in, just don't I think that's the other option as well.
I think that's actually, I agree with ASP too. Like, that's actually an easier rule change that's less confusing.
Yes.
Because if you define it as once per game, that's way open to interpretation, and it changes it too much. Whereas if you just say it affects both armies, so you can still blow it if you want, or try to blow it. You can't fly.
So when you were saying
on the ground, they don't even need to fly. They're still good.
But it really,
that's right.
No, not really.
The 6 ed one, Josh. Did you say that was automatic?
Yeah, just once per game, but automatic.
Yeah.
So you knew when it was going off. And then he's put in. Well, the comp also has Brett pegs. Pagan Knights are 0 to 1 per 1,000. It's like, okay. So you can still have 2 units of pegs in 2,000 point army.
It's sort of like having an extra comp because they're in special, aren't they? So because usually you'd be able to do 3, then is that to add them in? Is that right?
Well,
but limit them back to 2 for a 2,000
yeah,
point army.
Yeah, so to be limited to 2, but I don't see many lists having 3 units of peg knights. They're usually 2 units of peg knights. Units of 2 units of 4 or 5. I don't see that's actually doing anything. No. I thought it'd be just 0 to 1, just straight up 0 to 1 if you're gonna comp them. Exiles 1 lucky heirloom per model rather than multiple. I would have to pull up actually what that does. What is that lucky heirloom do again? I can't remember. It is once per round they can re-roll a single failed roll to hit or wound or re-roll a fail armor save or ward save. It's 25 points. Right. And yeah, it is extremely extremely common.
Yeah, right. So you can have like multiple. How many points was it?
25.
25. Okay, yeah. So you can like whack a couple on if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's 1 per round, so it's reusable. It's pretty good. But again, like that would be comped by the Aussie rules thing of no more extremely common magic items anyway. Like so, yeah. This is interesting. Tomb King's Armor of Ages can't go onto a monster mount at all. Which, again, let's just pick that out and go, yep, no more rerolling to wound on a zombie dragon or a tomb dragon. Dragon Ogres are 0 to 1 per 1,000, and characters without Vanguard cannot Vanguard even if the unit gets it from a banner, which again is picked out for the for the Bretts.
Looking at you, Bretts.
Now, what's so funny is Blue obviously smashed was it LVO with these Exile Brett lists, like just 6-zipped, So it's not like he's been beaten up badly by Bretts. He's like, I've done the beating, and it's just so, it's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of Brett specific stuff being called out, which is so interesting. It's love it. And then victory points, characters, monsters, and non-infantry units reduced to half or below the starting wounds and 50%. And infantry units reduced to 25% or below the starting unit strength, award 25% of their points cost.
So that's sort of what it is now. Is that right?
Isn't that what it is now?
Yeah, but that's what you say. So they basically just said characters, monsters, non-infantry units are 50. You get more points. So basically saying, again, make infantry great again. If you take infantry, you actually got to chew through more of them to... and including monstrous infantry.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, that's interesting. Well, it doesn't mention. Now I'm confused. Hang on. Oh, non-infantry units. Okay, so Cav would go into that. Okay.
So everything else goes into the first category.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't like that. I can just keep it the same for everything.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to give infantry supporting attacks, to me that's pretty cool. If you're going to start putting points restrictions in, I think that's just getting a little bit you've got to destroy them almost to get anything out of them.
It's almost like the problem there, and again, there's no right or wrong here, but when you do that, like if you only put that in with infantry units and everything else was 50, but they were 25, then people go, oh, well, I just have massive Death Star. But then, then you've got, then you've got the, where is it? The unit strength 50, you are more than 2 characters. So you got all these extra things. When if you went, well, you just get 50%. You get 50% when you chew through 50. That might be enough to push Death Stars away a little bit. You know what I mean? So you just don't know. But
it'd be interesting to see what sort of meta would derive out of this specific comp. Because I guess that's the thing. Like the point of these comp systems is to try to create more diversity in lists, to create more interesting puzzles to solve, because everyone's taking lots of different things. And it's funny that we've picked out. These 2 different comps have popped up as pretty hefty comps that we're talking about, and they've taken quite different approaches to it as well.
Yeah.
and I must admit, just on reading on my initial sort of gut feeling of it, I feel like the Aussie rules one would result in a greater variety of interesting list builds, you know. Just because because it is even more restrictive than this one. Maybe that's why I like it more, because I love restrictions. Because I'm bloody grognard who doesn't like letting people take shit they like.
I still wouldn't take a lot of infantry, but like I don't see
in the Aussie rules one.
Yeah, it's just
you almost need that with the infantry supporting attacks.
Buff here, this one.
Like that is probably the main thing that I like out of this pack. It's just that was the other thing I remembered, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point, Andrew. It feels like the Aussie one it brings it back to Warhammer more, but in reality, Swift Stride units and Cav and all that are still just better.
Yeah, I'll just go Cav.
Yeah.
That's why I'm running so much Cav at the moment. It's just it's so good.
Harsh words from ASB. Aussie comp better. This one is just an 8th ed level.
Leave that up for a bit. That's funny. Oh, I've clicked the wrong one. It goes too quick. You go click it and then it's gone to the next one. So next, Would of Oz, we need a 3-hour discussion on which pack we'll see down under. And we're not voting. We're just going to say what you're getting. No, just kidding. Was there any? That's the only thing. Oh, no, I did look at terrain. Here we are, Cam. This is what I was talking about last night. I was like, I swear I read somewhere there was a terrain one. And it was this one.
You were trying to pluck out a different comp pack for terrain for your own.
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying, I think forests dangerous or something, or woods or whatever.
Wasn't that from the old Hammo pack that from when Andrew played the tournament the other week?
Yes, it was. Yeah, probably that one. Yeah. So models that fly that march or charge through take a dangerous terrain for ruins, and then woods are like ruins. So they're just obviously just spelt it out. There was nothing really new, I guess. But that was it. Was there anything in here?
Oh, that's interesting that woods is ruins though. Like so, because it's not just dangerous terrain. It's it uses the ruins model, so that just means it's dangerous only for cav and chariots.
Yeah.
You know, so that's again an infantry buff. So it really got hard. Yeah.
That's true. Yep. And same as plowed fields, difficult terrain for cav and chariots. Dangerous cav. So there's a lot of woods. So provided you're putting that in there, there's a lot more cav and chariot dangerous terrain. Yeah.
And fences and walls are also dangerous for cav. And chariots.
Yeah.
I didn't really go further, so I don't even know if there's. I mean, it goes into all the games. Was there anything? Was there like an FAQ or anything? No. Because I guess they wipe stuff out. Anyway, cool. Oh, well, that's an interesting one. We'll be interested. When's this run? No. Oh, is this already run?
It's already run.
Oh, I don't even check. I didn't even know that. There you go. Wow. Oh yeah, because I saw his video. That's right. He's walking around showing people. That's right. This is when I probably sent the reason why I probably sent this to you before I went on the boat thing last week. Must have been the week before, and then the other comps came out. So that's what.
Yeah, I remember seeing it somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It must have been.
Cool. Well, Josh has been talking. Do you want to go into the cult one, or do you want?
Just quickly before we go into it, because it sounds like everybody's talking about comp. But I suppose from your perspectives, what do you think about these comps? Like, would you want to see this level of comp in your next tournament, or would you want a lighter comp, or do you like the comp we've got now? Because we're talking about these comps, but like from Josh and Gomo's perspective, like Josh, what would you like to see out of this?
I'd love to see the Aussie rules comp. I mean, considering, as I said before, that my GameCon list pretty much would have breezed through the Aussie rules comp anyway. I would love to see a tournament following that comp, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm not totally sold on the Aussie one. Like, I think it's good, but I just like, I want to see characters reduced at a minimum. Yeah. And then, if there's something there to help you bring some more variety by, pegging down duplication elsewhere, then I'm cool.
Yeah,
but
the
I
thing
would
with
be happy if it
duplication,
just went
that's so interesting.
666 characters and that's it, and then not change anything. And I'd be interesting to go. That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
But
that'd be interesting too. Yeah,
you know,
I agree. But the lack of duplication of rare is like, it's such a harsh restriction, but it just means you kind of see all these different rare units that no one's been taking.
Yeah,
you know, or other special units.
You might see a
pop up and
snotling
stuff.
pump wagon appear.
That would be pretty cool.
It's not infantry.
Like, you're just going to see, like, there's so many units that aren't taken out because of lack of internal balance. And they'll be popping up because people are like, oh, what do I do with this extra 200 points? You know, I don't know what to spend it on. Yeah.
What do you think, Andrew? Like, what are you doing with your current armies? Where would they fit? What?
Should I say I don't really mind any of it as such, but for me, overarchingly, I just think comp can be a very dangerous line that you could sort of like toe, especially when you got different people all over the shop doing different comps. It can divide and sort of like, just seeing where Ninth Age went. Ninth Age just drove people away just because it was too much comp. People, I don't know. There's just, at least there's a set of rules that we've got currently. I know there's a bit of comp in there, but I think like if you get too heavy-handed with the comp, it can be a detriment, if you understand me. Like, it can drive people away from the community.
It's kind of increases complexity. That's why I probably lean towards the idea of, and I mean, Games Workshop sort of did it a bit, you know, with the 25% max character. I just think it doesn't stop anything. So I feel like that's why I thought something like where you just go, no, max characters all up, bang. That's the only change. It makes you make decisions, like Josh said. Like, he loves that, you know, it's a restriction, and it instantly opens up the book a little bit more. Like I said, it instantly makes you pick more special in reality. I think. Now maybe then maybe that means more pegs if that's the only one. I don't know, but if that's
it can't be
comp thing.
Because if you didn't have
if you only did
if it was just the characters,
but
unfortunately, it would mean that unfortunately, is for the current meta, if you just ran the character thing, the pegs are still a problem. The pegs are still a problem, mate.
Yeah, they are.
They'd have to be 0 to 1 or something. Like,
it's just.
It makes me so sad that Brett's have pretty much been reduced to a Royal Flying Circus as it is, you know, Royal Air Force.
And I guess and the good thing with the Aussie comp though is I like some of those changes around those items. So I don't know. I'm happy to if it popped up, but I get your point, Andrew. Like, at the end of the day, the game's not fully out, and there's still these rumors about, you know, is Games Workshop going to bring anything? And so it's like, well, do we just limp through them and see what happens, you know, and then worry about it, you know? But I've got no issue with people trying these and playing around, and it wouldn't stop me going to one. In fact, I'd probably be more inclined now to go to one that had some character restrictions. That's all I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree, Andrew. Like, you don't want lots of different comps everywhere and like a huge diversity in that approach. But if there was to be like one particular comp design that became relatively ubiquitous without splitting everything, then I feel like that'd be the best outcome for the community.
I mean, in reality, and I know people are saying here, like, you know, one ubiquitous comp is a net positive, lots of them are bad, but in reality, and I don't want to sound like a Trump here or not, like you might have to just throw a few out there and have a bit of disruption, and then they will come out. Because I think in 8th, wasn't it more like it settled down to be like Swiss, and then wasn't there another one in 8th? People comping,
I don't remember the other
one. Well, there were certain rules or FAQs that popped in that was sort of just, that was what it was given, unless you played Swiss, you know, and then it did something different.
Yeah, I think they had also a system like a soft comp system where you get like a score given to your list, like 0 to 10, not like Swiss comp, but like a soft one where you'd have a panel that would go, this is a 9 out of 10 for you know, for how hard it is. And then you would get that handicap added to your score depending on the hardness of the list. Like, it was very subjective. And it was kind of weird and complicated. I think that's why Swiss came out, because it was this is what Squarehammer's got a bit too. They got theme army comp.
they judge it 0 to 7. You shouldn't really be in here, and so that gets. I don't know if it gets added or how it works, but yeah, there's basically got that comp in there as well.
Mm.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Right.
So there's a lot, but I mean, this.
Okay,
is
so they've got actually
all this.
a judging panel comp.
You're right. ASP is probably talking about. Oh, maybe. Yeah, was ETC different? I can't remember. Than Swiss, or did ETC just use Swiss comp?
I mean, it probably predated 8th. Like, yeah, I just came in at 8th.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying I didn't play 7, so I just remember back in 8th.
Neither did I.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did that too.
Cool. And we've still got 2 more to go through. Let's go away for comp just for a little bit then and go to an actual homebrew
Can't wait to see this
list.
Oh, yeah. Let's just go off the rails completely, Shell.
Yeah. So not only are we comping, we're bringing stuff in randomly. That's what we're doing. I'll add this into Old World Rankings next week, and you can start managing your tournaments with a Cold Smash.
Oh, Josh, want to see number 1 army. Smash.
Yeah, you'll be faction leader, man.
Oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh, I guess
where do I
so
start?
funny.
I'll drive, but you've got to tell me where I'm going because I don't know anything about this.
I mean, I've read through it, Gumbo, and I haven't made an army with it or anything like that. I've read through it, and that's about
What?
it. So
That's not like you, Josh.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if I had an ability to do it digitally. I must admit.
I could try
smashing
smashing into a
lists
fork of
where it has
Old
to be
World
pen
Builder
and
if you
paper.
want. Okay, I'll see if I can whack one in quickly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be amazing. I mean, the thing is, a lot of it is just most of it, 35% of it is pre-existing units that just need to be
moved around,
shifted across.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But this is hectic because I was trying to do this a week, it's just before last episode. I spent an afternoon trying to put together this, and it was it was very similar to this. But basically, what I was trying to do was avoiding creating units or doing any kind of full-on home brewing. I was pretty much trying to pluck pre-existing units out of other books and go, this is this list, and it actually worked mostly, except for maybe the anointed that I was just struggling to go, where's the equivalent. I was trying to find, is it the Chaos Lord or the Exalted Champion? Would he fit better or not? But neither of them really had the right stats. This list has actually, I think, they've also homebrewed the Devoted of Slanesh. By the way, I just had them as counts as witch elves, which I felt like, sort of close enough kind of thing. But he's actually put it in as a whole homebrew thing. I think that's the only other fully
different new unit.
That's a new unit. I think everything else on here is pretty much from the book. He has added Seekers of Slanesh. Oh no, they're the mounted ones. They're okay. The Doomfire Warlocks. Now that wasn't. That's something I didn't put in.
Because that wouldn't have been obviously in the 6th set one. So
that wasn't a unit back in 6th set. But I was kind of like, I don't want to add stuff.
But I mean, they're stereotypical Dark Elf Slanesh, aren't they? So
you could absolutely justify their existence in the Cult of Slanesh list. Now, one other thing I just wanted to say, who was it who made it again? Because I got the attribution as well. That's right. Yeah, it was Ruben. And Perfect gave me this list, by the way, and it was Ruben, and he found it on the Old World Charm Discord. I think he's active on some of the other Old World Discords and the Warhammer Fantasy and that kind of thing. But anyway, he is the one who actually wrote this list. I thought I should really put the attribution in because otherwise we're just stealing.
Well done, Ruben.
Purposes. It's an awesome job. Everything else is really as is. The original list had Chaos Furies 0 to 1 straight up. Sorry?
In the characters. Did you have the Keeper of Secrets?
Yeah.
Oh,
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think
That's
I had that. Yeah, I did have that as an option. Yep.
Yeah, right, sweet.
So how do you want to go? I mean, you're not going to go through it list by list then. You're going to just look at what those special ones, or what do you want to do here, Josh?
What is the additional army comp rules there? Was that just about units going into Yeah. You can just quickly scroll through. Like I just mainly want to go down to the Anointed, how he's done him, because everything else is pretty much scraped out of other lists, right? Like, because this Drushi, he's pretty chunky. He's actually got Chaos Lord stats. On there straight up. Anyway, he's got 4 wounds. Oh, except for the toughness. The toughness has been dropped.
I was gonna say,
that was tough 5 down to 4. Yes, but he's kept the wounds at 4. But he has put the points up another 40 points because I think the Chaos Lord was like 195 base. So he's actually the Drushi is 235. For those listening, he's got movement 6, weapon skills 7, BS 7, strength 5, tough 4 wounds, initiative 7. Oh, that's right. That's some extra initiative. 5 attacks and leadership 9. Comes with full plate armor with the chaos armor 5-up rule. So that's essentially, you can use it as a mage. And he can be a wizard for plus 30 points, plus 60 points for level 2, using Demonology, Dark Magic, Illusion. You can take an extra hand
and
weapon, great weapon.
Access to Law of Slanesh as well when he does that. Yeah.
Yes. He's got. He should have that. It should be. Surely he's got. Oh yeah,
he
sorry.
does. It's up here.
It's up there. Yeah. Laura Slanesh. And Slanesh's Blessing. And you can also get repeater crossbow, repeater handbow, bracer repeater handbows. You can take a shield, maybe mounted. But you can also purchase demonic gifts up to 250 points, and dark elf items up to 100. So I think you got like 235 points. Interestingly enough, is the same point value that the Anointed has, the original one in the 6-head list as well. So I kind of like that he has added on, because you can't just have him in as under 200 points for all the other options that you can stack on him. Because I think it's having those options actually makes you should have a higher base value to make him. Yeah. Because otherwise you can just make this really powerful thing and it ends up being really cheap. So I think that's a fairly reasonable cost, because you actually, once you stack on other stuff, he's going to easily be like, he can easily be 400 or 500 points and not even really have a mount. Like he could be massively expensive depending on how you build him. But very powerful though as well. And he's got Gaze of the Gods, so he can run those buffs.
Got toughness and everything. And
he's got fear, eternal hatred high elves. Michael Slanesh. Strike first. Like so. He's got like a massive amount of special rules. Going on. He's
So what mounts does he get? Number 6. It said.
It's pretty limited.
Oh, down here.
Where is it? Counter mounts. So none of the massive ones. So you can't have a dragon or anything like that.
That's good.
So Dark Steed, Cold 1, the Steed of Slanesh, which is I think just a movement 9 steed, Chaos Steed, or the Demonic Mount, which is monstrous cav. And that's all it is, which I think is entirely appropriate. Like you shouldn't be on anything bigger than that. None of that actually flies too, which I think is really good.
Yeah, that's good.
So he's potentially very powerful, but I feel like the list has been,
but he's infantry
fairly thoughtfully.
Oh, that not when he gets on that cav, I guess.
Yeah, when he gets on the cav, that'll be a bit
and then
scary.
the Devoted's the other one. Did you say that was a bit not just witch elves? Is that right?
So these are completely different to witch elves. They're not frenzy. They don't cause poison. They're only weapon skill 4, which I think the witch elves might be, or maybe they're 4. Maybe Sisters of Slaughter that are 5. But they've got
3 attacks base because they're 2 attacks with 2 hand weapons.
So they go to 3 attacks each, which is actually the same design as the 6-head one.
That is really good.
It is really. It is nice. It's interesting though; they're quite different. So the 6-head one, their soporific musk special rule halved rounding up the weapon skill of the opponent, and they were base weapon skill 5 rather than 4. So it meant that unless the unit they were attacking was in weapon skill 5, they were usually being hit on 5s, which actually kept them alive. A lot of the time because they're tough 3 with no armor. Whereas the Stopproof Mask in the old world, it causes you to strike last, or if you have to strike first, to strike an initiative kind of thing. So it just means they will usually be striking first. And so I guess you hope that you kill off enough before they get struck that they're not going to take a massive amount of wounds, and that's how you try to make use of them. But they're 12 points each, for tough 3, no armor save things. So as much as they do have a lot of strength 3 attacks. That's kind of all they have. I don't know. I
feel droves
like to shooting. Absolutely die in droves. Yeah, I think they're very hit and miss. If they get into combat, they can strike first against low toughness things with or not much armor save. Then they can do pretty well. And that's exactly how they feel in the 6th ed book. I feel like this is actually emulating that pretty closely. In terms of points, could they? Yeah, I guess 12 is okay. I don't know. I don't think it's fine.
I think that's good.
Yeah. I think that's. I don't think there was anything else obvious with homebrew. Gomer, do you want to scroll through a bit for me?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to find the actual other link to it. That's not just Discord link to put on the chat, but
the shades. The shades are better. Can you bring over the shades? They're so much better in
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm used to these shades being BS4. It's 6 or 7. They're insane, and they can take great weapons. So they're much more useful. Anyway, keep going. It's so terrible in 6th ed.
Oh, the Chaos Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, you got Chaos Warriors, you got Furies, you got Chaos Spawn, and you've also got the Phoenix Lanesh down there as well. So they've been split up into 2 different units. But that's how it is in the book as well.
Okay.
You got Seekers, you got just base Chaos Knights, you don't have any Chosen or anything like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variety. The Doomfire Warlocks. And
they're straight out of the Dark Elf book. They haven't changed anything.
I don't. Oh, I think they might. Actually, I'm not sure. Could they use demonology? I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They do demonology? Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I might quickly try to pull them up.
Wouldn't everyone be just throwing fireballs?
Yeah.
Fireballs,
No, it is.
Summoning. It is? Okay.
Yeah, it is dark magical demonology.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So this looks pretty much the same, except for the option to take the Marcus Lanesh. I'd say. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that'd be really pretty strong.
Yeah. Then the Black Dragon. Oh, was there anything on the actual rules that are different, or they just drawn them all from everywhere?
I think they've drawn them all. Do you want to check Murderous? Because that's probably the only one that people are sometimes tempted to change.
Isn't that because it's also a bit weird? Is this the one that's like wrong?
Because it's hand weapon only. So if you have anything other than a hand weapon, you can't use the murder special rule, and that's the same. So these are all these rules have been just drawn out as is.
Yeah. Okay.
What about the Gaze of the Gods? I think that's been as is as well.
It's the same. It's good that he's put it all in here. So you don't have to keep up elsewhere.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so good.
And the marks as well.
Yeah.
So you got all the marks. You got the 2 different Laura Slanesh spells, depending on what special rule you got, demonic law and regular law from it's ridiculous they've got 2.
Oh, and then he's put the Dark Elf magic items in here as well. Oh god, it's awesome.
It is so good. It is such a good
It's all self-contained. So
and the Chaos Warrior ones. Oh yeah. It's just all in this one book. And then gifts.
I feel like this is begging to be adopted as an acceptable list. I think this is very usable, even in a competitive environment. It's even got a special character. It's got Marathi going.
Oh, okay. This is different. Interesting.
400.
I haven't seen these in the legacy. Even Val hasn't gone this far in the legacy. He's renegade list.
Yeah, I know. I haven't really read through Marathi.
Is it still Marathi anymore? Didn't they change the name of this thing in AOS? Is it Marathi? I'm getting confused with no, it's Malekith. Sorry, changed to
Malekith
Valorian or something. Cool.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, I like. Oh, it's still Malekith in this fluff though.
Yeah,
Malekith's father, Anarion, the first king. Yeah. I love it. What is she on? Is she on a peg? Yeah, she's running a peg around
Yeah. Oh, man.
Level
I don't know. You're going to
4.
review
There's a
it?
lot. Yeah. I haven't really read it through.
Yeah.
But one of these
maybe
is
we'll
all
have a look.
70.
It's amazing.
That's
I mean,
all
you're not
this
going to
is-
take. It's
You've
so
got to have
much.
an old world game, man, with this and see what that'd be awesome. You'll have to
Yeah,
organise one.
Oh, I'm intending to use this list when I hopefully play a little linked campaign
Nice. Nice.
against my good friend Mr. Gentili, who's really trying to have a reason to paint up his high elves, and he's like, Josh, you need to keep me inspired, Josh.
Oh, classic.
Did he actually get rid
Dark
of
elves
his
and
other
high elves.
stuff? I can't remember, or did he just? Was
Well, he's still got all his gear.
He's still
just-
painting that cav.
He
prints,
wants-
or is he 99.7% through that cav prints?
I think he finished it eventually. He wants. He's sort of tempted to do either Seaguard, like either either one of these arcane armies and infamy. So either Charisse list or a Seaguard list. So yeah, but he wants to just build it from scratch. He doesn't want to be rebasing stuff and everything.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So yeah,
sort of like what
I'm trying to get him together.
battling, going back and forth from the Empire around.
That's probably because the thing is we wanted to do like we were looking at the Tears of Isha campaign and it was sort of Dark Elf plus High Elf, but I don't really have a Dark Elf army. I've got a Kal Slanesh army, and I have so much other hobby stuff I'm trying to do. I'm not gonna like start building a whole Dark Elf army just to help him. So Kal Slanesh army, I can just run this and it's gonna work. It's gonna work well. So yeah, I'll be playtesting it for sure.
Yeah.
When I play.
Oh, D. Cameron said most important topic dates for Biv. Oh man, I don't know. We were struggling to get a May date, weren't we, Andrew? And I don't know what's happening. I didn't even talk to Cam about it last night actually. So we'll have to I don't know. It might.
That's one and cheese.
I don't know. And now now we're both doing what's we call it? Shycon in May. So now I'm really, I don't know. It's the good thing. I love the fact that it's actually hard to find a time to run a tournament because there is so many other tournaments. So it's a good problem to have, but we're just trying to sort that out. So worst case, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll let you guys know when we sort something out. We are looking at venues and stuff. It's not that we're not doing anything. It's just
there's lots of chat going on. I must just pop this one up. Warlock's choosing spells or going Sisters of the Thorn random. I feel like the rule is pretty much the same as Sisters of the Thorn, so it should just be random. I feel like any
well, it was
any TO is going to make that ruling.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Because it'd be weird to just pick out Sisters of the Thorn and not change it for everyone.
Maybe he's onto something. Maybe we don't actually play. Maybe we just have a wine. Maybe we just have a wine tasting thing with Warhammer players. So don't bring any. There's no gaming. Let's just go to the vineyards with a bunch.
Should we
of
read
people.
it out? Or just hire a bus to take a group of gamers with a D6 each to determine their fate across all the wineries.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. Maybe that's what we need to do. Yeah. So I'm also
overthinking it.
Yeah. Trying to like fit Warhammer into it, and there's no need.
Nah.
Maybe that's why the Warhammer venues are usually slightly more second rate, is to not take the focus off the Warhammer.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to too nice a place, you just want to go to the winery.
Cool. Well, why don't I do a quick shout out to the patrons, and then we can close out the second half with the Renegade Legacy pack from Valve. Do that. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds great. Love it.
Because this is a big episode. We don't really have. So I'm trying to switch my screen back to this other one where I can actually see the patrons. Let me load that up because we have a new patron. Which is Silver Dave. So a big thank you, mate. He's on our 2D6 tier. Yeah, I feel like he's like me with grey hair, but I'm not sure. I'll have to. He might be not related to that. Anyway, big thanks, mate. Thanks for joining up. We've also still got Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I've got to go back to paid. No, that's right. Nick, Grand Vanderbolsch, Chris Bauer, I haven't done this for a while. Drunkhammer Nate, Ben Shooter Louis, Eugene Chaffor, Benoit, Ed Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, James McClellan, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, The Sexy Jelly,
Sexy
World,
Jelly.
Dale Hurd, Dale Dodge Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein Thumper, Matt Morris, Perfidy. Cheers, mate. Thanks you for sending this cult list through to us or telling us about it. Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananum, Daniel Broadstock, Jonathan Wengler, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos, Draconos, Diesel, Danny Gamer, Robert Z, someone I can't read, Tainted, Bobby Gherkin, Gumwich, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. So, yes, cheers, guys.
Chapstick.
Thanks for supporting the show. So, yeah,
you make it sound very smooth. You do better than I do.
Where are we? Here we are. I brought this one back up. Copy of the Renegade Leg. Oh, so it's copy because I made a copy of it just so I could bold some things because I started looking through it trying to work out what's different, and then I lost interest. But anyway, do we need to do a quick intro? So basically, Val from Squarebase. I think it was funny. If you listen to them, I think they were talking about this, and Val was saying, I'm thinking of doing this. And then they went, no, I'm not going to. And then suddenly he did. I think that's sort of how it went because I think he just has always wanted to. But it's not Squarebase, so I guess we don't want to.
Before we get into this, are there any Patreon questions or anything like that? Or do you want to do those later? Like, I thought we normally do those after the shout-outs. That's all.
Yeah, we probably do, man. I just jumped into it. I'm all out of whack at the moment. Let's do that. There's only a couple.
Well, Josh has been hosting while you've been gallivanting around on your holidays. So
exactly.
Josh is all over
he's basically the host. He knows the structure.
He is.
Plus, I've got this up now. I can't see my run sheet. You bring them up, Josh. Have you got them up?
Do I have them up? Oh, man. I am just creating chaos by mentioning it and then ruining. Yeah, I've got them. Okay, I've got them here now. All right. So Miss Junk asks. This is a really random question. And I actually didn't know how to answer this. Who's an Australian that the world loves, but Australians can't stand? I have no idea. I saw this question. I'm like,
I know objects, and there's an easy one to pick that's an object like that, but I don't know. An object? Yeah. Pretty common thing that other people think. Well, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe is New Zealander, isn't he? He's a fake Australian.
Yeah, fake Australian. Yeah, it's going to have to be some type of people like that, but I'm not sure.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but I know, over in the US, they used to love Steve Irwin, but he wasn't really much of a thing in Australia,
wasn't he?
I just don't he just put it on too much, it was a bit too Australian. It's like, no, I don't know too many Australians that get crikey. It was a bit too much, a bit too put on.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't think it was rejected. I think everyone still.
Yeah, not rejected.
But I think, I know what you mean. Yeah. Is that even a little bit like Crocodile Dundee? A little bit.
Well, I was thinking, do you think Paul Hogan was a bit like that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Is that also? We were it's too Aussie.
Just too bullshit. Just put it on too much.
The only other thing I thought was, in terms of objects was like Foster's beer and stuff, where you see that as, and I wouldn't say the rest of the world loves it, but it's definitely something that we don't really have here. Do you know what I mean? That sort of stuff.
I saw someone drinking Foster's beer the other day, in Australia. I was like, where'd you get that from?
Did you check the use by date of it? Yeah.
Got it from London. It's everywhere over there. Go to England. It's all around England.
Yeah. Don't know.
That's so ridiculous.
I feel bad for Jay. We probably don't. I don't know. I was thinking. I was struggling when I saw that question. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a toughie. We do our best, Jay.
I don't really. I don't know. I don't really hate on other Aussies. As in, there's no one I sort of go, And then if there is, probably the rest of the world thinks like that anyway, like the Murdochs of the world or whatever it is, I don't know, those types of.
I did find it funny the other day. So here's something that's probably, for the American people, because the American people seem to love their political leaders. So, like, you know, Republicans love their Trump, and you know, Democrats love their leaders. Whilst Australians just don't like politicians. Like, you know, it's just they're both shit. It's just you got to pick the less shit one. It's just
and we have to pick the less shit. Yeah.
Otherwise, you get fined $50. You have to pick one.
Yeah, I'm liking this now that we do that. But anyway, so I see what your point. Yeah. I mean, our election is just like going to be so funny from a point of view of charisma that both of them are like, what the fuck?
Two spastics.
Anyway, that's funny.
Shall I hit the next question?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've only got two questions. They're pretty short. They're ridiculous. Perfidy asks, Bretonian faction focus win. And Empire Arcane Journal faction focus win.
Is ASB still on the call? He wasn't, but it might be late.
And called the Slanesh faction focus win.
Ooh.
He's like spread.
Right.
Making requests.
Well, he almost did a Cult of Slanesh focus then, but not really. But yeah, I think definitely get a game in with it and then actually do one. That'd be cool. Like, as in, you know, run it through as a proper channel thing. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be fun, actually. I'd love that. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Brett faction focus. Brett faction
There's a chance, Perfidy. There's a chance.
Ooh.
You say there's a chance. And look, ASB and myself are probably going to do the Empire Arcane Journal. But yeah, we're just trying to navigate. Well, he's out, but ASB only just got power back at his house, so hopefully this week maybe. But we'll see how we go. Yeah,
well, Perfidy's requests might start paying dividends.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then we can't keep They can't keep asking every week. So you know, I don't know.
They'll just ask.
Be a little bit sad almost.
It's like when we accidentally discovered your mate, and then suddenly he's gone.
The magic was gone.
All right. Shall we hit the Renegade?
So just well, the TLDR here, I guess, is it's basically Val's thing. It's you know, obviously not going to be an official thing for Rob's events. Not that we care over here because we don't go to them as such. I like that he sort of heralds back to why he calls them renegades. I think that's pretty cool. It's a cool write up that he's done there. Just and yeah, it's not a rewrite. It's just not even a rebalance. It's mostly an edit. So things that potentially they would have done, you know, like some of that composition adjustments and stuff like that. And if there was any sort of FAQ-y things that never flowed into the legacy faction. So it's not like heavy-handed or anything, which is what I like. The question is, it's always the way. Look, you just need someone to start this stuff. And if it ends up being good. And the other thing I think that would drive stuff like this to be accepted is things like WTC and ETC when it kicks in. Because if they really want those legacy ones to be in there, they're going to have to, they might have to do, like, we might have to find one that people are at least accepting of the changes, you know? So hopefully.
Yeah. You need a...
I'm not sure. Oh, Dark Elf.
Broad adoption.
Yeah, right. Sorry, they're just reading some questions. Solar Ward just wanted to know if any Dark Elf Aussie players are out there. And Josh just said, yeah, there's a couple going to the Western Sydney groups. Yep. You can actually look on Old World Rankings to check that.
Wait. The Solar Warden asking for any Dark Elf Aussie players, or was he suggesting that as an answer to that Australians hate question?
I didn't read it that way.
Because the timestamp is right after Russell Crowe.
That's funny. I don't think he meant that, but I was just going to see if you can see the Dark Elf dudes on this one. You'll see them here somewhere.
You don't see a lot, and they're not a bad army. They're not.
Oh,
really.
Plus Goonie down in South Australia, but John Eurita's kicking ass, and he's in the Oldhammer one. So there you go. So he's smashing them. Yes, there is a few out there. Definitely, you can find them.
Yeah, all I have to do is add Cult Slanesh to that system. And see.
Yeah, we will. I'll whack it in.
Go. Yes.
We'll just put it in there. Put it up there. New release.
Just stick it in. Yeah, new release. Cult Slanesh.
Okay, so core changes. I'll just skim some of these. Howder, add in combat all enemy rolls to hit are made against the weapon skill of the behemoth instead of the crew. And so these are a couple of the core rule changes. So I guess, when using the Renegade Army list, so it's not technically it's not blanket, so he hasn't done that, which is fine.
Right.
Although it would be unfair if you were playing that against a non-legacy army that wasn't using that rule.
It would be what?
Well, it'd be unfair if it only was linked to a single army.
Yeah.
If you get
I
me
think
like
it's
the Renegade army.
Is this more for like because the skinks are like a weapon skill 2 or something?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't think of any other reason to change it apart from the skins.
Yeah, okay. It'd be weird why it's here then and not in the Lizardman
Well, I
section.
don't think he wants to touch. I don't think he wants to get anywhere near saying I'm comping or changing actual rules in the game. So he's probably just done it that way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then the drag along it's only legacy, hey. There's no drag along that's not legacy. There's the Dark Elf stuff and there's the Skaven stuff. Is there anything else?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, it says if a model with
Wait, so it's a rule that's in the rule book, but it only relates to legacy armies?
Well, this is the thing. This is why you can tell the rule book was not. The game was supposed to have them in there. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If a model with this special rule is also a character mount, it may join a unit of infantry. If it does so, it must also be placed in the center. So basically, bringing back that ability to have them in there, which just looks
Put
cool.
it in there.
Yeah. It looks way better. Like way better.
Well, it looks better. It makes it easier when you're moving around because you need to keep it within. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Running Skaven, it was shit.
So we'll just skim through them, and I know some of them, and I don't know others. I'm glad you're here, Andrew, because I wasn't 100% sure of these ones. But the Chaos Dwarf changes. So most of them is all comp, really, or adding some different units in. Sorry, composition, not comp.
Yep.
If you know. Well, yeah. I wasn't sure. Yeah, there's actually the character change was this Bull Centaur turret got moved, which is interesting. I thought got moved from a character one to rare. I think it was.
Oh,
is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what that guy was? I might be getting it wrong, but yeah. And then getting rid of the restriction on the Infernal Guard as a 1+ choice, basically, and just letting you bring them, but adding this one in as if you're taking a general of an Infernal Castellan, you can take one of these Infernal Ironsworn. So they're like the souped up dudes, are they? They're like the hammer sort of equivalent.
They're like, Chaos Warrior.
whatever,
actually almost chosen. Like they were so
right.
good.
Okay. Yeah.
You got pretty much every rule under the sun to attack.
But it also no Black Orcs are taken. So if you want that, you're not going to be bringing along, the Orc army.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. The other change, I think this was I think this might have been a 0 to 1 in the normal one. Like for the war machines, you can only take one Death Shrieker or Magma Cannon per 1,000, whereas he's just changed it to 0 to 2. I think
I don't know. Death Shriekers are so good. I'm surprised that's in there.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the change. And again, I might have got a few of these wrong because I was just skimming it. The Dread Mortar and Hell Cannon were just allowed. I think they originally were 0 to 1 as well or something. Does it sound right? Maybe? Or the Dreadquake Mortar.
Yeah.
There's a slight change, I think.
Yeah, I thought there was like a limitation to it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird that they've done it like that.
And then added Chaos Giant in. Yeah. Was that originally in some of the old Chaos Dwarf?
No idea.
No, okay. That might have been new too. I can't remember. I didn't get down that far.
Yeah.
Zero and Buzzgrinder Giant.
Yeah, it is.
As well.
It's new. I've got it
and then
now.
Demons of Chaos added as allies is new as well.
Yeah, it was only Warriors. Yeah.
So that's just sort of mixed up that. In terms of stuff, like rule changes, added being able to mount the Infernal Castellan on Bale Taurus or Great Taurus, and then the smaller guy on a Great Taurus. So in the current one, you can only mount the Sorcerer dude on. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody runs the actual sort of like melee heroes and lords because They've just got to be infantry. Nobody runs them.
Yeah.
So,
oh, right.
And I'm trying to remember what the original fourth ed Chaos Dwarf, you know, they had the Lamassu and stuff, and were they all prophet dudes, or were they also? I can't remember.
I think they were like definitely I thought the Lamassu was because he was like a magical being.
Yeah, it probably was.
It wouldn't surprise me if they were as well. But the Fireborn one's good.
Yeah, the Kadai Fireborn getting a Born of Fire rule, 3-up save against wounds caused by flaming attacks.
I think
they have a 5-up regen at the moment.
Yeah. So,
but they're monstrous infantry. You don't see them, and I guess this is trying to. I'm assuming they probably had something like this in the.
I think they got 2 wounds, which really sucks.
For monstrous infantry.
A lot of the time we don't see them. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Makes them hard to bring.
Yeah. So that's it for the Chaos Dwarves, but obviously,
a lot of this construction changes.
Just getting rid of some of these because it just looked like I think Val's hit the nail on the head. It's like they all the lists might have been a bit like this, and then as they've play tested their other 9, they've sort of taken a lot more of those restrictions out, and they just left these legacies. Demons. Some good changes sort of in this one. Well, there is actually, because these probably could be quite competitive, to be honest. And I think these changes, it'd be very interesting. So basically, changed
on this, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think this was just 0 to 1 greater demons. That's it. Now you can actually pick up to 2 basically, as long as you got 1,000 points. It's a bit weird to calculate per 1,000 points and per unit with the same demonic alignment. So you'd have to literally have more than you'd have to put it. I guess 50% of your army would have to be, Zench, and 50% would have to be Khorne to be able to take, greater demons of each one. Is that right?
Yeah.
Read it per 1,000.
Well, it makes sense
per unit. Yeah,
that thematically makes sense as well.
Yeah. So, but the good thing is it means you can do it, which is just good. And then this is probably the better one. You can do it with these guys as well. I think it was, per unit, with the same demonic alignment. So, because I think it was only 0 to 1. So now, if you've got lots of units, you can have more demonic heralds. So you're just getting.
Oh no, that's the same. I think 0 to 1.
Oh, is it? Did I get that
per
wrong?
unit with the same demonic alignment as the demonic heralds. Wait, is that bolded? Oh, it is bolded.
No, I bolded it. But
you bolded it. No, I read
the original one.
Yeah. The original one.
It's the same, is it? Did I get it
wrong?
It
says per unit with the same demonic alignment.
Oh, okay, so there's no difference in that one. So there you go. Skimming. Now, these is different too. Basically, you can just take Bloodletters, Plague Bearers, Demonites, Pink Horrors. Is that correct? Whereas I think in the core one,
you needed a general.
You need the general of it. So basically, you always, if your Zench if your general was Zench, then your core basically was Furies, and Pink Horrors. It's just limits what you can bring.
So now it's only the Fleshhounds, Nurgling Seekers, Blue Horrors, and Brisbane Horrors that have that restriction.
You can sort of bring in Khorne, like Seekers, or the Blue Horrors for Zench. So you get a little bit more core of that alignment, but those sort of core infantry ones you get, which is, I think, better.
Is that a theme that was echoed in previous editions, that you could take multiple, you didn't have to be so themed a bit around one of the gods?
Yeah, it actually changed. Yes, I think you could. The difference was you used to get better buffs if it was the same. I think you couldn't use the leadership things and all that sort of stuff, but I think bring them.
Yeah, in the I think in the Demonic Legions in 6 Ed, you had to take a core unit to then be able to take the same god special and rare unit as well. A core unit would unlock the other choices, kind of thing as well.
That 8th Ed Demon Army, I had Zench and Khorne. I had a mix of because I had Bloodletters and Pink Horrors in it and stuff, so you could definitely take it. I think it was just you had to have a character, or you had to have a core choice which unlocked a character or something like that. And then he just opened up special, basically, as far as I could tell. There wasn't
with no restrictions for your general at all.
Because it was Fleshhounds, but Blood Crushers could be taken or something if you think. So now it's just opened up. So open slather, which I think just having that option, even with some of the downsides to being demonic with the instability thing. I think makes it.
Yeah, I think things like Blood Crushers, Beast of Nurgle, Fiends, Hellslayers, that kind of thing were all limited to your generals demon type. So I agree. It just opens things right up. What about the rare? What are they for the rare? Is the rare the silver? Plague Drones, Hellfires. That's all the same, isn't it?
I think it's just.
Oh, I think they've moved some stuff out of. Yeah, because there's stuff in rare at the moment that, like Seeker Chariots, that you can't take in special unless you're general.
And now they're just in special.
But now
anyway.
it's just in special, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Yep. Did anything change here? No, I think that's right with the battle standard bearer. Looks the same, I think.
Yeah, I think the base is the same.
Now, the big change, I'll just jump onto the big change, is the demonic save part is all demonic models have a 5-up save except for attacks that are both magical and flaming.
Yeah, that is big, isn't it?
That just makes them so much better. Yeah.
That is huge.
Arguably, you start thinking, oh, shit, with that, plus the fact that you can just take whatever, or maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some... I don't know. Maybe they'd be quite powerful. So.
Yeah. Is it going too far? Is it going too far the other way?
Now I don't know.
Yeah, pretty terrifying.
The Demon Prince has regen 5-up added. The Flesh Hounds have Swift Strike,
which makes it the regen makes it
so
consistent with the Chaos Warrior Demon Prince. I think because it was weird that the Chaos Warrior one had that, but the Demon one didn't.
True.
The Demon Princes suck, but so that was needed.
Are they wounds 4 or 5? Also, they're not much, wounds 4.
Yeah. After I played, a while ago against, the poor Demon Prince just evaporated. It was,
Nurglings get Scout. The Hellflash Seeker Chariot of Slanesh gets AP -1 on the impact hits only, and Blue Horrors, I don't even use them, get Skirmish, but cool.
sweet.
There's a few little changes.
The War
Demon
change
Prince and this
rules,
Flesh
yeah.
Hounds one's good as well.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff, and that was it. So, I mean, look, they're big changes composition-wise because you don't have that, heaps more to choose from, but plus years now slightly more, a lot more resilient technically. I'm assuming there's still a lot of magical flaming attacks around, but probably not. I don't know.
Not that much.
What's the Iron Drakes? Are they just flaming? They're not magical, or they wouldn't.
Yeah, just flaming.
Yeah.
No. You don't see a lot of magical attacks actually. Like there's not a lot around. So that's going to be.
With the Sisters of Avalon, are they?
That's what I would
flaming
have
and
thought
magic.
Yeah.
I think they're magical. I don't know if they're flaming and magic.
They're just magic. Oh, okay.
I mean, you can get isn't there you got the flaming? You might see the burning blade more then, and the blaze of a flaming banner. Remember, everyone used to stick a flaming banner in Adelaide?
Yeah.
Where's that guy? Yeah.
Yeah, and now suddenly the Kadai will get a 3-up ward save against it.
Yeah.
I know next to nothing about Lisbon as such, but at least from what I can pick up here, and is this down here? They do it, the 0-1 Slan Mage Priest is now per 1,000 rather than just 1. And are you following along here, Josh, with them?
I'm trying to. Yep.
Saurus Warriors are like the they've just you don't have to take 1 unit.
Yeah, it's 1+. Yep, it was 1+. Yep.
And then I think this was just unlocking stuff more.
The special.
I remember. Yeah, the special was like not so complicated. Is that right? Is there stuff that's more like?
Oh yeah, because originally Pterodon Riders were 0-1 per skink hero, as were Ripidactyls, and there was 0-2 Bastillodons per 1,000 points. So what you've got there is just everything.
Just do whatever. Yeah.
Just do whatever. Wait, Stegodons. Is Stegodon's in there too? Stegodon, Bastillodon, no, wait, hold on. Where's Bastillodon?
The ancient one's in rare, wasn't it? Is that
so the Stegodon is 0-1 per 1,000 points in rare, and that's Stegodon or Troglodon.
Ah.
So Stegodon's just been straight moved to special and no restrictions.
Wow, dinosaur list.
What crap.
Poor Troglodon. Heck, I mean, they've never been good, have they?
Troglodon got left behind. But I guess Ancient Stag is still in rare. So, they've divided that up. And what about Salamander Pack? Oh, and Salamander Pack. Oh, it was 0 to 1 Salamander Pack or Razordon Pack per 1,000 points as well. Okay. So now in Rare, you've got Salamander Pack, Razordon Pack just straight up. Okay. So, yeah, this has massively opened up the whole army.
And then on top of it, he's changed. Now, I wasn't sure. Did they, when required to make a leadership or break test for the cold-blooded rule, models with this special rule may roll an extra d6, discard the highest. What have they got now?
Oh, that shit.
I don't know. I was confused about that too, because I was like, wait, what?
What's in Wizard Army list, Pete? What's? Oh, right, maybe that. Do they just not have it?
I'm trying to bring it up. They've got magic items. Where's their special rules?
Definitely not for break tests, 100%.
Surely the cold-blooded. So when required to make a fear, panic, or terror test,
there you go.
Oh, they roll an extra d6 to discard the highest. So there was only for fear, panic, or terror.
Week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez. So that's
okay. Heaps better.
That's way better.
Makes sense.
That's a brutal nerf to cold-blooded. Holy crap.
Yeah. Now this is where it gets slightly controversial, but I like it. He's basically, the way the precedent's been set by the army list, so it's actually not that bad, is Slam Mage Priest, you can add them on a 60x60 if you want, and they can join the unit. So they changed Monstrous Infantry rather than, I think they're Monstrous Creature at the moment.
Oh, okay,
and that Monstrous Infantry can join infantry, so therefore you can put them in the unit. But you've removed fly and large targets. The fly stops you, but now it's gone. Unless you take it, which means you can't be in it. So geez, again, what the hell? Why couldn't you put them in there? You know what I mean? And was it literally down to a base size? I don't know, but it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Did it get updated? Did that get changed?
Yes. So yes, in the original one, and then it went to, you know how they did patch or fix some stuff?
They patched it, didn't they?
Yeah, and it went the other way.
Yeah, it went to Monster Creature.
Yeah.
Because, I've got the old PDF, and it's still got the old Monster Infantry on it. Like, why did they change that?
Dumb. Because the base size is weird, and the only ones that go in are 60s, and it'd be weird. Yeah. And so I don't know. Silly. And then, the Temple Guard rule has that whole thing around they can sit, in the back, you know what I mean? Like outside the fighting rank, just bring it back to what it was in 8th or whatever it was. I don't know these things. You might know more about me. The Stegodon's special rule. If your army contains 2 or more engines of God, you remove that limitation. I'm not sure.
That limitation? Yeah.
Not sure what those things are. And then
no.
Replace breath weapon, column of fire. I don't know. Maybe these might be incorrect stuff that don't make sense, and now he's fixed them.
I suspect so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yep. What next? Ogre Kingdoms?
I'm just going to jump to Skaven quickly because that's the other one I looked at, and I don't know anything about ogres. We can finish back.
Yeah, neither do I.
Skaven. So Andrew will know more about this. So here we go. 50% of your points. Okay, here we go. So characters. He's again, I think, unlocked a bunch of the heroes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like it. So what is it? 0 to 1 Skaven Lord or Gracier, and that's it. And the rest of them are just open.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first it's 0 to 1 clans Warlock Engineer or Assassin.
Yeah, per 1,000.
Or Plague Priest per 1,000 points, and then Skaven Chieftains are open. So those 3 are just now.
Yeah, so basically you were locked to like just 2 Clan Pestilence, for example. And now you can take whatever. Clan Rats, Night Guns, all them are there. I think he got rid of the 1+ on Clan Rats, maybe, and I haven't bothered that.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, there was 1+. Yep.
And then he's added this, which I can't believe wasn't there, which is the 0 to 1 unit of Plague Monks.
Plague Monks. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can run a Plague Monk army, and you can put the Plague thing in the friggin' unit.
That was actually in special, that same rule. 0 to 1 Plague Monks per Plague Priest taken. And that was in special instead of core.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cool. I think Rat Ogres must have got added in. I don't know if they were in rare, or maybe they were just limited. And they got
0 to 2 per 1,000 points.
Okay. Yeah.
Special.
I don't think, was there any other changes in rare? Maybe I either missed it or didn't see it. So I haven't bolded anything.
No, it looks pretty.
Yeah, that looks the same.
The only rule. Oh, so there's two. Well, one really good rule change I thought was anyway. The Hell Pit gets slightly more like 2d3+1 attacks rather than d6+1, so a little bit more what's it called, predictable type thing.
It's a very ninth age change.
Yeah. It's
They love their
3d3 divided by 7
more reliable.
rhombus d17 roll.
Yeah.
And then no, the old Doom. Isn't this the actual Doom wheel attack that should be there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever the hell it's got now. But this is the one that just used to everyone in range, wasn't it? Even when it just gets shot. Is that what this is what it was it? Or very close to this?
It was pretty crap. I never even looked at it because I don't know.
No, I mean this one he's patched it to. Like it used to be, where you just like drove and then it
just zap whatever's closest.
Yeah, it was good. Whereas the other one's like something to do with shooting little templates out or something.
Yeah, you got 3 templates.
Oh, yeah, that's scatter. 3 templates that all scatter d6 inches.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so he's changed that. I love that. I then adjusted something to do with the misfire stuff or whatever it is. Or is this the actual what happens? No, this is if you roll something. No more shots by. Is this when you do a misfire?
Yeah. So the artillery dice is your strength.
Okay. Artillery dice strength. Yeah. So it's basically probably what is mostly an 8th at ultimate. Which
right,
because you know what I mean.
Yeah. In the rule, like the original Zap, as in the old world, it's if you roll a misfire, the model just loses a single wound, but you remove the template or something. So it doesn't actually. There's no risk of blowing up the Doom wheel. Whereas in this table, you can blow up the Doom wheel, which.
Or you can get a 6, and for the remainder of the battle, the random is increased by an additional 6.
Hilarious.
Boost your speed.
Actually, we'll get into that one. So, just what do you think of the Skaven one, Andrew? Because this is probably the one that.
It's okay. It didn't. I don't know. To me, it's still not.
Still.
A little bit. Nothing super good. I don't know.
Because you don't have flyers and cav.
Hey.
Because they're pretty much no flying.
Yeah, you can't shoot into combat and things like that. So you can't, like back in the day, you used to like, park something in and then like your slaves in and you'd be shooting into. I didn't like that with the slaves because I thought that was a little bit OP, but that was very Skaven-y. Whereas here, you sort of like, I don't know. I would like to see the rat, what is it? The demon, the rat demon.
I'm
really tired.
Yeah, no, you're right. That should have been, Vermin Lord. Yeah, exactly. I know. Well, I mean, obviously hasn't added any, but that's a good point. There's a few of those end times ones that could have come back in as well with the storm, whatever they're called. I don't know.
Vermin Lord would have been good. They're just
true.
They're just lacking punch. Even with that, they're just lacking punch. It's just anyway.
Yeah. I think the rat bastard agrees with you. Yeah.
It was a miss. Just still not enough oomph. And like you can't fix everything, I guess, with them, but yeah.
It's a fine balance because you could easily overstep the line as well, which I
don't know. Maybe it's still just that's the old world rules, and they just don't. There's not much on there. I don't. Let's jump back to ogres quickly, but I don't know anything about them. So lucky Josh, if you got the book up there.
Where's the book?
Because I just didn't get a chance to get through them all. So
I played ogres in 9th age, so I know a little bit about them.
I sort of know what they do. I just don't know the So I'm assuming that's probably the same, except maybe they're...
Yeah, that was like the same. That hasn't changed for the characters.
Yeah.
The core, the ogre bulls were 1+, so it's been removed.
Yeah. Cool.
What else is old? I don't think there's.
So one unit, the Mornfang's the same. Okay.
Yeah, Mornfang's the same. There's something about the heavy chariot.
Solomon just said TLDR for ogres, they just removed the minimum ogre 1+ of bulls. Okay, so that's probably why there's not much changes on them. But they did change the lead belchers, I think, didn't they? Is this
Oh, for the scatter and the other shot. Because has it got 2 shots?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, their old was they need to hit to get the multiple hits. Now it's just multi-shot. Yeah, cool. Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought they did change something with that. Yeah, which I thought was good. Sort of back to what it was, or close to it, or something.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah,
yeah, and then a little bit of the Iron Blaster change. Yeah.
Yes, but
so that, I mean, not a lot on that because it's again, ogres are probably fine, but I guess you just argue that monstrous infantry are a little bit, and they're just legacy, They're not powered like the. Now you will notice before I get down into the other slightly bit at the end. Actually, it does segue to that. He obviously didn't change vamps at all, or dark elves really, because they didn't need it. So there's just a couple of changes.
Oh, they changed
rules.
Yeah.
So vampire counts, the Wailing Dirge now. If you're in combat, you can only scream into that combat.
Yeah,
that's what it
makes sense,
that, right? And then the Mortis Engine stuff doesn't stack. So I think that's good.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go. Exactly. That's why I thought the ogres are like probably that weird one where they're not the overpowered vamps, but they're not like, they're not struggling like lizardmen.
They're not Skaven.
No, this vampire count changes. I thought they were pretty good. And then was this just correcting this murderous thing or something?
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning with the cult lists as well. Yeah, it just opens up, so it's not just hand weapons only; it's any other mundane weapon.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's good. And then obviously the cauldron gets the added base size, so it can go in the unit as well. It fits in. So nice. I mean, I don't know. At some point, like I said, if someone's got to do this, if Games Workshop's not going to update them and we want to keep them in there, and I think if the competitive scene kicks off more like it is, like WTC, ETC, all that, they're going to have to do something. Otherwise, they will disappear.
Makes them playable,
yeah. So, and at the end of the day, like you're just finding this with anything. Someone's just got to do it, and you just don't give a shit. And if it's good, it'll float to the top. And I think people like Val, who's got a lot of pull in terms of just people would know about it. Suddenly, it just helps get it there, and it doesn't mean it's right from day one. So,
no, but I think he's even said that. Like he's sort of said, like, I'm happy for the community to give him feedback and whatnot, which is really good. Like he's not sort of saying, "Oh, this is my show." He's sort of is interested in feedback, which is really good.
The only other thing is,
I reckon is good community wise. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the only thing you might get a kickback with the comp scene if the competitive scene gets too like it gets very formalized and everything's going really well, they might get a bit shitted off if like they're trying to play their games in prep and there's these other non-standard armies out there that then they're playing against. You know what I mean? Like that might annoy some, but at the end of the day, it's like it's a game. Who gives a shit? So
a lot of people do, unfortunately.
There's as we see every time. That was going to be a whole segment, wasn't it? In terms of the amount of times some people have left YouTube videos on this big Facebook group and they just get nailed by a bunch of grognards. What the hell?
Yeah. Fucking clickbait.
Yeah. Anyway, that was I think it's got late here and everyone's dropped off on our comments, but that was all the sort of homebrew stuff that happened in the last week or so. Well, not all of it, but the ones that I think we were
most of it, yeah.
We're hitting 2 hours. I don't even know if we've got time for hobbies and all that sort of stuff. Is there anything you guys want to cover? I know there was one picture from news not news, but just there was that leak, but it's not that fancy. But
no, which leak?
There was just this eBay listing that went out.
Oh yeah,
just had the Beastmen and some Wood Elves. So it's just obviously indicative that this stuff is coming very soon. And I think someone even mentioned on a pod or someone that Beastman's very imminent. So I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
I sort of wish it wasn't, because now I really would like to get the airbrush sorted and start painting those Beastmen just to see if I could smash through an airbrush and an oil wash version. But it's still going to take me a while, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it still takes time. It always takes longer than you think.
Yeah, massively. Well, that was a lot of. I don't know. I liked playing a game of Aussie rules, and I hope there'll be a few more sort of opportunities. Obviously, Andrew, you said like we'd play some of that make infantry great type. Maybe not that one, but stuff like that, just casually to test them out as well. So
yeah.
Good. Oh, what's this? Soul Lord, allegedly 22nd of March for bloody Beastman. Wow, that is even more imminent than I thought.
You've heard it here first.
Pre-order. It's like, yeah, right.
Now, you do know that obviously doesn't mean us, hey, if we haven't even got high off pre-order, do we?
Yeah, it'd be sometime early July for us.
Do you reckon we're going to get pre-order high elves in Australia this weekend? Like, do you reckon we might get that in an email?
I don't know what is going on with high elves.
I think you're just on the bum end of the whole Sydney
book
factory as well. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, believe it when I see it. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Anyway, where is the rest of that stuff? Is there anything else you guys want to catch up on? We're thinking about trying to get some faction focuses out. I don't know if there's any other videos going out this week. Probably not.
Maybe.
You guys aren't doing any? Well, maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Sounded like it might be. Yeah.
Any other games you guys playing? As I said, there's a bat rap coming out on the channel. I think I have to play Andrew at some point, but I don't know when.
Yeah, I was going to do a video coming up about ShireCon and list building because I think I've got a really, 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 really good list that I reckon I could play really well. Unfortunately, I think I need to put my money where my mouth is and bring a Seaguard list.
Is there
absolutely have to?
I've signed up to ShireCon and I have not even looked at it in terms of is there like a comp for that or?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just got that like the 50%
thing and whatever it is.
Points if they're under 50%.
Oh, cool, awesome. Okay,
really good. I love that.
Yeah. And that's for the like dragons and stuff.
Yeah, wounds and all that. So it's all pretty stock standard.
Okay.
Cool. Except for that, and it's just there's no like special scenarios. They're all just like the book style ones.
Yeah, man, that sort of almost buffs things like cannons and stuff, eh? Because like even if you don't kill them, if you like cannon off 3 or 4 wounds on a dragon, and suddenly you've got half its points. Like, okay, cool. Okay,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it sort of feels like you've done something.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be an interesting concept because you might just like almost not be trying to finish off units and chase.
Well, I mean, compared to what it was before, where you wouldn't get anything from that dragon, but now you're like, man, if I can cannon through 5 wounds on that thing,
5 wounds, very doable.
I can try kill the rest of his army, and I've got half his points for that dragon as well. But interesting. Cool. Okay. Well, I'll have to look at that because I'll have to start thinking about what I'm going to take.
Yeah, we need to sort out some accommodation or something.
Yeah, shoot, actually. I'll probably have to, I don't think I've told Kate that I'm going, but that's okay. It's not an issue, but yeah.
Don't worry about that little guy.
Good. Cool. All right. Well, we probably should wrap it up. It's 2 hours, I think. Hopefully people enjoyed another live stream. We'll be back next week. I think we'll try to get some guests on soon. I think we've got a New Zealander wants to come on and chat about some of the tournaments they've been running. So cool.
Really?
I'll have to sort that out though. Just sorry if he's listening. I can't remember his name. He's emailed me and I have obviously been away. So I've got to get back to all the stuff. Hopefully we'll get back on board. It'll be good. Oh, well, thanks for listening to another Old World Fanatics, everyone. Obviously, this is a live stream, but we do a podcast every week. Check out the Patreon on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. If you are listening to this on audio format, go to your podcast software of choice, give us a 5-star rating. At some point we might review some of them on iTunes, but I haven't looked lately to see what people have been saying. But yeah, YouTube's the big one. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that sort of stuff. Really appreciate it. Thanks for holding down the fort, you two, for the last couple of weeks while I've been gallivanting around and destroying my biome, my guts.
Your gut,
but anyway, it's been good. Thanks, guys. We'll
Yeah.
chat to you next week. See you guys.